Evening. Waiting for this young YouTube channel here to settle itself in so I can mute it. But this address is exactly what it sounds like. It's the a fool's errand, confirmation of the ignorant. And I could have put that either way, but I felt like this way was better. It explained far better what it is that I'm trying to contend. And the other day I was listening to a message, and in the message, I heard the individual say some things that I agreed with, very much so alike. And then I heard the individual go almost back on what they said because they contradicted themselves. And I'll give you an idea of what was being said. So, right now, amongst everybody who's obviously in this so called community that you call YouTube, black people, white people, uh, a lot of people are actually talking about it. If you go look for it, it's a lot of people talking about reparations. Now, you guys know how I feel about reparations if you really know how I feel, and that is that they won't give us what we're owed, what we're really truly deserving of. They're not willing to part ways with the whole world, that is. Not just a group of people here, it would be the entire planet that owes us. But however, I heard the gentleman say something like, you know, people should want to be paid. And I said, yeah, I agree with that. And then he turned on to saying something like, who are people to define what reparations are outside uh, of a tangible and or a physical thing, something that you can cash in on. And I thought that was awkward because what if a person right now in this current disposition that we're in, uh, what if they're like us, an African American, and they're not well to do, but they're better off than a large percentage of other African Americans. Um, to give them finances is only going to give them so much of an alleviation. To write LeBron James a paycheck for reparations, even though he's made a lot of money playing basketball, I'm not sure if it does the same. You understand what I mean? Like, I'm not sure if these men understand what they're saying, as opposed to them contending that reparations is more than a check at first, and it's come to the point to where this is the fool's errand that they've been on, and they've confirmed how ignorant they are. Is because at first they made it all about money, and then it was like they had to be constantly reminded that there were other things outside of monetary dividends that count as a substantial means that would at least account for you attempting to make an amends to begin the process. However, while there are some who speak to that level, when I listen to these people talk about our situation here, I never hear them speak on when do the people who shed blood, when do those people get pulled from the ranks of their family, and who do you decide, how do they decide those things? Because you can't talk about repairing someone without doing that which is right. Now, I'm not going to go to the exact verse within the scripture, but there's a story in the book of the Kings. And in short, when King Saul was the king, he sought to kill off an entire group of people, the Gibeonites. And there were a subclass of people under the Amorites. Because King Saul sought to do this, during the reign of David, there was a family of Saul who was still alive. All but one did David give up to the Gibeonites. You see? Now, did David give them gold and silver? No. But their request was that you give us every member of the house of Saul, because he sought to kill us to the man. David didn't do that. He saved the son of Jonathan, if I'm not mistaken, who was lame in his body. David just didn't have the heart to give him up to death. However, those people were hung and they were killed by the Gibeonites. Now, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: you can't contend that to heal somebody's breach, to actually close the hole that has been opened, one, that by which the shedding of blood, and much of it, has been a cause for one of the breaches. Outside of the other plethora of things, the only other thing that matches the magnitude of that is a man being snatched from his family and being made helpless. So that way, wherein which the female woman caste of his people shunned and turned their back on him. So I don't think people really understand where I'm going with this. Is like they spoke things that they really didn't understand. See, they made reparations about money. And now that's all white people are worried about, is how much money does it take to shut you niggas up? But that shouldn't be the discussion. Shouldn't even be close to being discussion. The fact that every invention that comes from the hands of a black person, right on, hasn't been retro. I'm not. I don't know the exact word, but it's retro something. It's pretty much where you take it and you give it to another group. You know what I'm saying? However, and that's supposed to be us. Every freaking invention that you can think of that a black man or black woman pioneered had their hands, feet, fingers, body, blood, soul, everything all over it. You deserve a piece of. And you don't deserve just a piece of the monetary gain. So you deserve the bearer bonds. Okay, you deserve the stocks that have been bought into by these companies, like the gold, the silver, and the water, and all the other precious minerals on the planet. You see what I'm saying? And because the fact that these people fail to address this, it tells me they are on a fool's errand. And it confirms how ignorant they truly are. Because you can only tell me that you want, listen, you can only tell me that the black people who are around are weak-minded and this, that, and the other. Yet you're saying that you demand paper with a white man's face on it. And that's the beginning of your reparation. As opposed to you saying, fuck that. Give me something that's worth more than this paper that I'd rather wipe my ass with. Okay, than spend it on another item. Because that's what it's worth to me. It's worth toilet paper. However, because people are ignorant and foolish, they say things like, they're not going anywhere until they get what's theirs. Let me tell you something. If you think these white folks won't gun, bat, stab, bomb black people to death right now, you're lying to yourself. You're 13% of the population. How many of your people do you think are invested in the white society? So if an all-out war broke out right now, some of the people that you think would be on your team would actually be against you, because they would be all up under white people and all the other groups that would come up against you. It wouldn't just be you versus white people. See, that's the problem with black people, is they think that all these other groups are going to help them if they just uprise and stand up out of nowhere. That's not what's going to happen. It's not what's going to happen. They would have to see how special you really are and really acknowledge it. They've never, I want y'all to understand this. If any group ever acknowledged how special black people were outside of lip service, I mean, paid homage through action, none of us would be broke or poor or any of that. It's impossible. The only way that it happens like this is because they don't respect nobody. None of us. Not one of us. At best, they lust after you. Even worse, they may want to be you. Right. But the point that I'm trying to make to y'all is this, is that you have people who have tried to set the tone of the discussion about what it is that we are owed as a people, as if they're the only ones who have enough bona fides in their body to speak on it. First off, let me go ahead and let you know something. First, you can fucking see me. Can you dig that? Ain't nothing artificial about me. Can you dig it? So when the people get done talking, you can see my face. You know who I am. I'm not telling you that it's a certain number of black people who are gonna. No. It's small unit cohesion. I know that. So it's not just a certain number. It's a certain way it has to happen. Yep. Only way it's gonna happen for black people. You know, one of the worst things that I heard though over this weekend was that a white person couldn't define reparations. But I think that was totally preposterous. I think that they can't put a limit on reparations, but I think if they were to say that reparations are these umbrella things, right, and it touches on every single thing, doesn't matter what level of lip service they're playing to, as long as the lip service plays to a legitimate tune where in which you can seek your grievance under this statute, under this statute, under this statute. Everybody's not going to be able to prove. There are black people who come from white slave owners who are black as tires right now. What, you think they deserve reparations too? So this is my whole point. These motherfuckers run their mouths, but it's like they haven't really even defined who really deserve reparations. Is it just people who look a certain way? Like, how do you define somebody who has white skin, right on, and has black ancestry, and they know it? Are you going to deny them? Huh? Are you going to say, you know what? That was your great, great, great grandmother or your great, great, great grandfather. That ain't you. Because then that's what they're saying to us right now. So understand, these dudes are on a fool's errand because they can't even postulate what they actually mean. Can you dig it? I don't think these dudes even really know what they mean. They drummed up so much dust that they don't even know what direction to go in. I'm trying to give them direction right now. You see what I'm saying? Without being rude about it, because I wanted to go in and just call this confirmation of a fool. But I realized calling them fools would be that would be rude. That would be vulgar. So I didn't do that. But they are ignorant, because for a person to spew all the different things that they spew and to not cover just on the most basic level what I just said, I can prove it. I have all the different websites, all the different sources of information that will give legitimacy to what I just said. It's not going to make me look as if I don't know what I'm talking about. And the point being this right here is that how do we allow people that we're not looking at to define what are reparations? Right. How do you let somebody that you don't see, right on? They make it a point to call people coons and this, that, and the other, and they can't even be held to account to what their real name is. But yet they can bring up another person's information and speak on these people. That's a fool's errand, dude. Because at some point they have to step up and stand up. Right. So you can't be in the background saying all this other shit out the side of your neck one way and then say some other shit out the side of your neck the other way. It's not going to work. See, because at the end of the day, if I say that they're doing what white people do and you shouldn't trust them because they want to be just like white people, am I tripping? Right. These are the same dudes who you can't see, but they want to control the purse strings. They think they know how to use the money better than you. They think they know how to spend your money better than you know how to spend it already. You follow what I'm saying? These are the type of guys that be like, well, reparations would have to work where we would pull so much of the money that's supposed to be given to us out and put into a. That's not for you to decide, bro. What every person is given is what they're given. I heard somebody say that. I totally understood that. It's not. I listened to a panel of people speak, and they were right. What a person does with what they're given, that has nothing to do with anyone. Nobody at all. That's on them. Okay? Because I don't get to tell a crooked judge how to rule in his courtroom or her courtroom. Commissioner, pro temp, whatever have you. I don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. I wish you would try. You feel me? You're going to be held in contempt to fuck around and get hit with some other charges. But the point is this, is that these gentlemen, not so much the ladies, but these gentlemen have spoke on the situation so much so. And like when I say most of the dudes who you can see talking about reparations, most of them have a way more sensible point of view of it. I've heard some sucker shit. I heard one dude on another channel say some shit like, you know, if you don't work for it, it doesn't feel the same. And it's like, have you ever waited for a certain season to come around so that way certain fruit grows, certain produce comes out of the land? Did you make it grow, my nigga? No, but you had to wait for that shit. So it tastes just as good. The plum, the apple, the orange, the peach, the grapes, the cherries. Can you dig it? The blueberries, the carrots, all the herbs that you can think of. All right? From the cabbage to the lettuce. Okay? From the spinach to the greens. Can you dig it? All of them. Radish, turnips, and beets. All of that stuff. You have to wait for it. Okay? You don't just get it. You don't get to just fucking say, you know what? If I want you to understand, you live where there are supermarkets. There are people who come from countries every day where there's nothing really like that. Like, if it's out of season, it's just out of season, dog. That's it. They're like, hey, we'll catch it next year. So you guys have to really understand that for a person to say that, oh, well, if you didn't work for it, it doesn't feel right. Well, I don't work for the plums to grow. A plum tree, nothing needs anything for you to do anything. You understand what I'm talking about? Nothing needs you to thrive. All right? The planet Earth does not need my black ass to thrive. It doesn't need anybody to make do. So for a person to compare a process that has its own season, okay, for him to deny that season, that when the fruits are ripened for that season and in that season, because that season is coming, so it seems for certain people, it's inappropriate for that man to say that you shouldn't try to reap your harvest in the time of that season. Thank you very much. He ran a fool's errand too, confirming how ignorant he is. How you doing, sister? I'm doing excellent. I had a great day today at work. I hope you had a wonderful day today. I hope everything is going fine and swell and in California, down there in the valley. I hope that you're staying well. But I'm speaking to the level of just you have to really listen to these people. They're on foolish errands. I'm not on a foolish errand right now because none of these dudes. I don't give a damn how many books they try to throw at me, how much this, how much that. None of them can go toe to toe with the level of sense that I'm coming with to every situation. To every situation, I listen to what you say. Fuck what you do, because you can do a lot of stuff and then say something that that you can do something and that goes against what you say, and then you can say something that goes against what you just did. Right? It works both ways. It's not a one-way street. So when a person says, you know what, I'm gonna go grocery shopping for this person, right? And they go shopping for him. And then they go tell somebody else later on, man, I only did that because I'm trying to get with this chick, right on. Like really, they're not in a good heart at what they're doing. So they're already wrong in their endeavor. You know what I'm saying? And because a person will not look at that, they'll only look at the action of what they did. A person does not have to speak their wicked intentions out of their mouths for them to intend to do something wicked. All the shit will play out the way that it plays out. What's up, Steve? But the point that I'm making is this, and the thing that I'm trying to say really more so is this, is that just because people are saying things or trying to do things doesn't mean that they're not really up to something that's nefarious or counterproductive to what they're actually saying. Like I said, there's a lot of people who want to control the purse strings to reparations. They're gonna feel as if, well, I brought it up. I'm the reason we're getting. No, man, fall the fuck back, dude. You feel me? You feel me? Because these are the same dudes who will say there ain't no ghetto people in my family. There ain't none. So that means that your family has overcome, for the most part, the scars of slavery, and they've amalgamated in this motherfucking society very well. Right? Don't want to hear that though. You know what I'm saying? Don't want to hear that your people only fare so well because they want to be just like white people. Right. Right. I can use any word that anybody else use. I don't talk like this. Okay? Like there's something in my mouth, okay? Or somebody's really holding my purse strings and I want to be just like these people. Can you feel me? It's ridiculousness. It's so utterly shameful, you know. And then the even sadder part is like we have a contingent of people who think that these guys are it. That's it. Here's my thing. When I was in the Marine Corps, there were old ass colonels. I'm talking full birds, not light colonels, okay? Not an '05, a '06, a full bird colonels who were fucking able to, I'm talking about, physically push themselves to the limit to where they were outdoing these young ass dudes like all the time. They go on these fucking, 10K, 12K, you know what I'm saying, runs, dumb shit, burning dudes. You're like, how is this old 44, 45-year-old man putting it in like this? And they're putting it in. 50-year-old man putting it in, you know? But these guys don't get it. You know what I mean? We're dealing with cats who aren't cut from that type of cloth. They can't understand that level of dedication. It really is that deep, y'all. There's going to be a whole lot more that they're going to say, that they're going to put foot in their mouth on. See, they should have thanked those black people who went out there to DC and said the crazy shit that they said about reparations. Because what it should have said to everybody is that depending on where you stand in life, depends on how you feel about white people and this country. There are people who are poor and black and broke, and they want reparations, But they don't want it so bad that they have to bust the head of a white person or any other person or a sorry ass nigga sellout. You follow what I'm saying? They're not that invested in the movement. You get me? There's other people, once again, like I said, who are so high up on the echelon, right? They're like, what is that kind of money really gonna do for me? Like, other than make people that I was just different than like me. And I don't want them like me because they're not like me because I want to be different from them. I worked my whole life to be different, to be rich and famous. And what good is it to be rich if everybody else is rich? And is my fame still what it is if they all have their own ability to just go their own way and no longer pay me any attention? You see what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where a person who's, let's say, middle class, right, and has found their niche in this society, and maybe they don't work for a white person, maybe they work for themselves, and maybe they feel like this society, this world, this earth don't owe them nothing. Right on. They said, "Don't nobody owe me nothing. I'll take what's owed," and I can agree with that, and I understand that. But they're still owed. They know they're owed. What about the person who's struggling to get by? Right on. These guys are speaking, once again, these dudes are speaking for so many different people that they haven't even addressed the few different classes of people that I just spoke up for. Right on. They've only spoken to, we need to get paid. It's our money. These motherfuckers sound like a J.G. Wentworth commercial. It's my money and I need it now. It's horrible. Horrible. If these guys were so fucking suave, why don't one of these YouTube guys just run for Congress in their state? Right. They're so smart. Get all the black people who are supporters of him already, right? To be their what do you call them now? The surrogates, you know? Right. Why not? They have the followings to do it. See, this is my point. These dudes talk all this shit, but they're not really about to try. They're not really trying to do nothing. So it's like I can't really understand how they talk about reparations so freely and so willy-nilly. They never got beat on the back, yet they talk about black people who are still mentally scarred by slavery, and they act it out in a very negative way. Yet they speak down on those people. They talk bad about the people who are mentally scarred, right? And will do anything to get by. So yeah, they chase crumbs. Yeah, they're a low life. I'll say that much about them. But you know what? You know what though? They're still broken, just like that first person I just spoke about. And the fact that they could be relegated to nothing more than a fucking butter biscuit eating ass coon. Nothing else. And won't even acknowledge the fact that they're broken. And to the different ways that they can be broken. Right. They're on a fucking fool's errand, dog. Tell me that this person don't deserve something. Please, but you do? Who the fuck are you? It's crazy. And these are the people, once again, that black people look up to, listening to, give the hard-earned dividends to. And these niggas will say that white people do it, so why can't I do it? Why are you trying to be like white people and then you bash white people all in the same breath, man? Stupid. stupid. Do I make sense right now? Am I tripping right now? I want to tell y'all, man, this shit is so real. It's so deep. See, Proverbs 17:28. I'm going to pull it up. And I'm going to tell you why. To most people, because they don't talk about these things, they don't seem like they're stupid, right on, or foolish. So they may even seem wise. But let's just speak to the situation for what it is. Here we are. Wisdom shall be imputed to a fool who asks after wisdom. And he who holds his peace shall seem to be sensible. Listen, they can ask to pretty much sound smart, and wisdom with so many words won't say she'll entreat them, but she'll come to she'll be in the presence of them, right on. You get what I'm talking about? It's gonna be given in that sentence. It's like a real strict thing. It's not just something that the fool has at all times. But notice how it says when he holds his tongue, he seems sensible. So this is why these dudes don't talk about certain things. If I spoke on certain issues, I wouldn't sound like I knew what the hell I was talking about. Therefore, I would seem like a fool. But I tell you, normally, if I come across something like, yo, I don't know very much about that, so I'll have to look into it and then come back to it later. I'll tell you, it's not a big deal. Um, but these guys have the ability of, they wholesale just don't speak about something. And so therefore, it makes it seem as if everything that I brought up, like all the different groups of people that they speak on who are really downtrodden, okay, whom they seem to think and believe in their minds, it's just fine to relegate to being the lowest of the low. Yeah, I mean, they once again, they are low life to the sense that they they're beggars and they're poor for the most part, and they seek to not change. That's but they're low in life. They're low life, right? Not scum of the earth, not trash, but they're low in life. I can speak to that. I've been there. However, there are other people who are not so low in life. They're just depressed. They're sad about what their ancestors went through. Their heart and their souls bleed every day for it. Right. These are guys who wear bandanas sometimes, shoot at other people, go home and pray to God, believe it or not. Some of them. Some of them don't even have the sense to do it. They don't think God is listening. Some don't think there is no God. Some of them think they are God. How ironic would that be that God put himself in this position? Right? Okay. That doesn't even make sense. Okay then. So, what's more sensible or most sensible that those people who are hurt, when they go out here and they do these things, they're still misunderstood. You don't know what they felt when they did what they did. It's easy for them to talk tough too, but on the inside, feel real little. Feel like they're dying on the inside. Ooh, easy for that to happen. Happens all the time. I've seen people fresh off the kills. They always look like they're bothered. Always. Trust me. These gentlemen who speak against these people, they're so disrespectful because in so many ways, they're no different than the butter biscuit eating, uh, buttermilk cornbread, buttermilk chicken, oven fried, right on, with the greens or the cabbage and the pinto beans. They're no different. They're no different. How different are they? If they are enjoying what the society has to offer already. And they're mad, listen, that the other black people want to enjoy it. And once again, but they speak on the black people who already are the gatekeepers as if these men aren't gatekeeping from the other black people. Come on, man. It's a sick game that they play, y'all. It's a mental illness. I bet you a lot of these dudes laugh. Be like, these motherfuckers is giving me all their money. Stupid ass niggas. I know they do. I know they do. Some of these dudes are so fucking grimy, and yet they speak on something like reparations. As if they know what real reparations are. Most of them don't even speak to the blood for blood concept. I will tell any white person reparations has to do with blood for blood. How do y'all want to make it right? The opioid crisis is not karma, my nigga. That's not enough. That's just cause and effect. You brought a bunch of dope in, what you think is going to happen? Right. There's black heroin addicts, there's Mexican heroin addicts, there's Asian heroin addicts, there's Islander heroin addicts, there's Eastern European heroin addicts, there's Western European heroin addicts, there's African heroin addicts. Nick, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that fucking bullshit. It's bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit. So when they come out in that fuckery, they come talking all that fucking nonsense, I don't want to hear that shit. Because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. There's nobody gonna tell me that they're not everywhere. Okay? These punk ass niggas, once again, don't respect the game and act as if that's supposed to be like a karmic feel good for me as a black man. Once again, these dudes they're not sensible enough to speak to the blood for blood. You're owed that. You're owed that for your ancestors. Hold on. You do realize that, right? You're owed that. That's only righteous. They understand this. It's not something that would go over their heads. They would just be very uncomfortable hearing it come out of your mouth because they would then understand that how much longer until we're in a position where we either have to bargain with these people on this actual level of who are we willing to give up? Right. Right. Once again, that's why their reparation scheme is bullshit. Because they're not talking about the real shit. At the end of the day, if you're not talking about making it right for my ancestors who died at the hand of the fucking vicious devils that some of these bastards are right now, white or black skinned, I give two fucks. I know enough of my lineage to know that there's no slave owner guy who did nothing. It's the nigga who ran off with the white chick. I know enough. People having to live in places like Alabama because, right, it's the only place you could live, rural enough where you could actually make a little cabin or something like that and raise your family because you done something like that. However, not I'm not going to get too carried away into my family history. But the point, the fact, and the matter of this is that people have to understand how it's not it's not what they think it is. It's not what they make it out to be. Right on. They don't write the narrative. They are nothing to your life. They don't get to fucking dictate your life. You are you, and I need you to appreciate that. I don't I don't think I can really express it enough in words that if you allow a person who you can't even see to antiquate the importance of your own personal plight because you have your own grievance. The grievance that you have, the experience that you have is unique all in itself. So therefore your grievance is different. And it's not fair for a person to try to dictate the terms of your grievance as to what you should or should not feel. But I will say this, a person should be able to speak to certain things that without a fact are known universally. Ask people. There's places you go places you can't pay enough money. It costs blood. You better skip town. It's like that. If no one can understand that, then they're horribly sick in their head. And they need to leave me alone. That's the truth. They're sick in their head. Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. That's why money, that's why all the resources in the world still wouldn't be it's not a I mean everything I need it all. Everything. All of it. And because they don't talk like that, I can't fucking rock with them sometimes. Because they know how I feel. They know where I stand. I don't make it a secret where I stand. It's not a secret. I've never made it a secret to y'all. I told y'all at very first, right? I'm not owed anything. You know why? Because they're not going to give me what the fuck it is that they owe me. And I had to explain that to people for some odd reason. They don't owe me nothing. They don't owe me nothing. They're not going to give me. They're not going to give me what the fuck it is that I rate. Can you dig it? Unless I'm getting what I rate, what I say I rate, not what a punk ass nigga out his mouth say I rate. Can you dig it? Then I don't want shit. That's how I feel. I want what the fuck I want. I don't want what somebody else tried to say that I should get. That's bullshit. And people be way too often willing to let somebody else speak up for them. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I pay my bills. I pay my rent. What's up, bro? Everybody here pays bills and rent. Everybody here has responsibilities. So it's not up to me to say what Andre should get for reparations. You feel me? It's not up to me to say what Tammy should get for reparations, or what Steven should get, or what Martin should get, or what anybody else for that matter should get. Mike Woodard, Roger Spice, you know what I'm saying? Nobody. Can't wait till I do a little weekly update. I'm doing that in a few days. I'm just waiting to see how this little. Got to wait till after the 4th of July. I want to see if they really deport anybody or if they're just talking shit. But anyway, I'm just really sad because I really do feel like people have really taken the situation and they've blown it way out of proportion and they've made it to where most black people really think that reparations is just about getting paid, you know, and they think that money's gonna make the pain go away. And it's like that's not how it works, man. You know, you take the you take the most money that some of these people ever had, right, and multiply it by whatever number that they think. Do they think that's gonna make them feel better about their ancestors who were raped, tortured, mutilated, and murdered by these people? Is that really gonna make it okay? Does that really make it better? Even if they gave you all the gold and silver in the world, all the diamonds, all the rubies, all the carbuncle, all the topaz, huh? All the sapphire, all the jade, right? Everything. They gave it all to you. Would that make you feel better? No. No, it wouldn't. Right. Need what was taken. And they stole blood, bro. They stole it. They took it. So they can either lay their own out. Once again, they can. Once again, that's to me. That's the only way it goes. That's the only way I can see it being made right. They all fall on the sword. I told you guys. I wouldn't need anything then if they just did that. You didn't have to give me shit. Just go ahead and just knock each other off. But let me stand back and eat popcorn and watch. Make sure, no, make sure you take, yeah, yeah. I don't want none of y'all to make it. Okay, now I feel better. Oh, that's not all of them. Okay, yeah, get those guys in there too. You know, let's have a coliseum. Let's see how good it feels to watch them bash each other to death. Right on. Let's see how good it feels to watch them fight lions, tigers, and bears, and fucking gorillas. Let's fuck it. They did it to us. It should. I don't want it to get. I don't want it to be over too quick. I want them to go ahead and feel it for a second. I want them to feel the complete, utter terror of, holy fuck, this is what it takes to make it right. Yep. It takes some crazy shit like this. Fuck you. People think I'm joking. I'm not joking. 0%. 0%. No percent of my plan. Not one. Not two. I'm playing 0 fucking % when I say that. These other niggas will never say that shit out their fucking mouth. And I don't mean nothing by it. I'm just saying what it is that's on my soul. They have to go ahead and do that. They got to make it right with the blood, bro. They killed people. They murdered people. I don't give a fuck that they didn't do it. I didn't do it either, bitch. So fucking go ahead and make it right. And that's the problem with these suckers, man, is that we got too many people running around here trying to, once again, write the fucking terms to they're trying to talk up the terms to some shit. Oh, you think white people are going to give you the money to go buy the weapons to wage war against them? What? Are you fucking stupid? Are you nigga? Are you retarded? This is what these guys think that they could. I know what they're thinking they could do with their reparations money. That's not what's gonna happen, man. It wouldn't. It wouldn't play out like that. They're not that dumb. But for some odd reason, these niggas seem to think that. I know what they're thinking in their feeble little fucking minds. Feeble, childish. That's not childlike. That's childish. And they have no vision. That's a poor vision to have. To think that you could go toe to toe with these people after you spent just enough years so-called training people. Look, check this right here out. The military, when I was in, was losing participation more and more and more and more and more of black people. The fact that people want to encourage young black people to go into the military, I tell dudes right now, if you're not going to learn how to fucking defend yourself, don't go. If you're not going to learn how to shoot rifles hella far, don't go. Don't do it. It's pointless. It's pointless. There's no point of you being fucking desensitized. There's no point of you being hazed. There's no point of you doing any of that. White man's military is no place for a black man. Let me be the nigga to tell you that. Let me be the nigga to tell you that. I don't give a fuck. And fuck them and feed them cornflakes in the morning with no milk if they don't like it. Punk ass niggas. That's the problem with these dudes. Is for some odd reason, right? Every time I say something true and real, trust and believe this. I'm feeling some type of way. I've been feeling some type of way now. Y'all don't even know. Since this reparations, since this whole ADOS thing jumped off, I've really got a sour taste in my mouth because I'm like, these people are doing all this whole thing. It's so backwards. It's all backwards. You got a faggot black chick who they want to say started the movement. I'm like, come on, man. Nigga, eat a rotten tomato and a rotten boiled egg for telling me that. You feel me? You feel me? Man, there's a level of people didn't even want to separate. They didn't even want to separate from their African brothers and sisters across the Atlantic. Your man's, I done made it clear. I gave people clear directives how to do it years ago. It's easy to do something once you catch wind of somebody before you even start a movement, and you start to. And once again, I can't even go back and find the video. I'm like words like nonsensical. I'm like, I said this shit. I know I said nonsensical. I used to say that shit all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy to hear niggas use any kind of dribble that I've ever thrown out that I know specifically. Yours truly two-pieced that out of his mouth. It's madness. And I'm like, I go through all my phases. I just go through so many phases. Once again, I'm so far advanced, and I know I don't look like it. I don't talk like it all the time. But really, y'all, I'm super duper advanced past these dudes, man. And it's like, I see how they're doing it, and I already know what's going to go wrong. I'm not going to tell them right now so they can try to fix it. Because I already told them they're going to keep going down this same path. Right on? They don't have the gumption to tell people that fall on a fucking sword and then I'll feel better. They don't have the gumption to say that shit. Okay? Not on the broadcast, and damn sure not face to face to none of these motherfuckers. Yours truly will let you point him out. Point him out. I do not care. I do not care. I do not care. That's just how I feel. That's fucking bullshit, People don't know. There has got to be a change in the way that black people are talking about things, because the levels of cowardice are at an all-time high. I've never fucking seen so many cowards in my life. One of my favorite guys to listen to on Cerulean Grace channel, Maximum Black. Love this brother. You know what I mean? Doesn't know. Big supporter of brothers who talk like that and think like that. He says things that I obviously don't agree with, but I can fuck with what he says because he comes at things in such a sensible manner where people don't think what he's saying is intelligent, because guess what? He's not trying to articulate it with words that you may not understand. He's talking right to you. Once again, you feel like he's in the room talking like right next to you, as opposed to a nigga who's trying to talk at you. You know what I'm talking about? And that's why I love whenever that brother comes through, because he has a way of putting things that I know other people love to hear too, because his way of explaining, just like the other day, he says, I'm tired of motherfuckers trying to tell people what they should or shouldn't do with their money. It's their money. Right. He's fucking absolutely correct. But what's funny is that he was the first one to like point that that's basic as fuck. But it's so heavy because there's so many people who already Niggas ain't got no money and already want to tell niggas how to act with their money. Like what you should do, what you shouldn't do. Like, dude, if you don't fall back, nigga, or you eat an elbow to your lips for trying to look over my shoulder and count my turkey with me. You know what I'm saying? We can't have none of that, bro. Get back. You know? And I can't stand it. Like, do they think they deserve more money or something? You know, like, do these niggas think they deserve a piece of your reparations or something? Like, because it's like, that's what I think I'm hearing. When I hear these dudes talk, it's like, I feel like they want a percentage. You know, like, if this shit really goes through, I think we deserve a piece of whatever. And it's like, no, nigga, you're smoking crack cocaine. I'll be the first nigga to tell you that. And won't nobody else say it. You're smoking dope. Fuck that. I don't want the money with the white dude's face on it. It's what value is it gonna really have, man, if shit hits the fan? Somebody tell me that. What face value will the white man's dollar have if fucking, let's say, China, Iran, Russia, and certain contingents of the African continent say, you know what, fuck you motherfuckers, we got to fuck y'all up. And smash on Britain on the way, since they bitch asses want to be faggots. What? I'm not saying what's going to happen. I'm just speaking out my mind, right on. But it would be fucking worthless. So why would I want that? Nigga, I need the silver. I need the gold, but I need that shit, once again, without haste or tumult. Can you dig it? And it needs to be so much crazy money around. When I say money, I'm talking about valuables and goods, right? It needs to be so much of that around that, check this out, y'all. Even broke body people, even the lame have loot, my nigga. Can you feel me? It needs to be like that. If it's not like that, I can't fuck with it. How about that? If it's not like that, I can't fuck with it. So once again, if people ain't falling on swords or getting fucked up, I can't fuck with reparations. If I'm not walking away with a whole bunch of everything, I can't fuck with it. It's just that simple. Leave it the way it is. Fuck it. As far as I'm concerned, it's worthless. It's worthless. It's worthless. Because the moment you and me and every other black person want to buy up some silver and some gold, the dollar will be no longer able to purchase valuable motherfucking minerals, man. It's bullshit. It's a sham, dog. I'm not going for it. Right. Right. Why hasn't anyway, this shit is crazy. One of these days. One of these days. You think a rich black billionaire is gonna say, yeah, these motherfuckers should fall on the sword? Hell no, he ain't gonna say that. Hell no, she ain't gonna say that. You don't think Oprah really feels like that? Huh? You don't think they're all just playing the game? You don't think the house nigga? Look, man. The house nigga that Steven was, played by Samuel Jackson, that was an exceptional house nigga. Okay? Exceptional house nigga. Wanna know why? Because most house niggas would have been delighted to see the death of the master, of the boss. Police. Mother suckers. They'll never tell you the real truth about slavery. See, I can only infer so much. You have to really go look these things up and understand. I'm trying to tell y'all, black people used to run these plantations, yeah? How you think they was willy-nilly with the white boys and the white girls? Huh? Because they was in charge of so much. So they was right, man, their impression was felt super duper tough. I can't break it down enough for you. It's so cold. It's so cold. Nobody want to hear that. But these niggas can't even break down the most basic essence of how a slave would have ran a plantation. Easy. If you read all throughout history, the white Englishmen who came here were poor husbandmen. So they weren't growing a motherfucking thing. Number one. Number two, with that said, That means that they didn't teach these niggas how to plant nothing. With that said, if you didn't teach black people how to plant shit, that means that who taught them how to do it? Oh, inherently they know. Right. Can you dig it? People really don't know very much. It's really a sad thing. It really is. These guys are talking about they want their 40 acre on a mill. These guys are like, no, I want some money. Right? Only a few of them talk about all the land loss and snatched. I always talk about what they did to black people. So it's like, I don't know how much more I can talk about this shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, how much more can I talk about all the wrong shit they've done to black people? You know, point out all the different little things. And even when I show the real historical facts, niggas don't really like buy into it. You know, but they believe it when another motherfucking booty face, faggot looking motherfucker say it. You feel me? With kids who I believe are more mixed in minds, but calls them black. Crazy shit. Crazy shit. Right on? But these niggas are supposed to be the leaders. Once again, black people have the priorities so fucked up. They're already given, listen. I wonder how much money all black people have donated all lifetime on YouTube. Listen to what I just said. Since they've been able to donate money, I'm talking PayPal and all that, to only black YouTubers. Fuck all the other people they give to. To only black YouTubers. I wonder how much money they've donated. Do you think all the money that they've donated from thus until now would be reparations for one black person? You think that would be enough? You hold on, listen. You think if you gave all that money to one of these YouTubers, to one of these black guys, that they would have accomplished or done any of the things that they fucking claimed that they would do with the money? Think about that for a moment. Mull that over. See, I think about so much different shit, so many different things. I really can't. It's like to try to like tell everybody everything, every little thing that I think about is like that's pretty much impossible. But just to give you insight, like it's shit like that. Who's gonna argue who can argue how legitimate that is? Every dollar lifetime donated from thus until now. You think one of these, oh, I would have opened up a couple schools if I had this kind of money. I would have done. You think they would really do it? Or you think they would be just like all the other black people, shitting on black people when they got it? Talking about, see, man, I worked hard for it. I worked hard for it. Right. Fucking nonsense. Garbage. And they too should follow the suit. I have no problem saying none. Y'all do understand your boy is 0% afraid. None percent afraid. I just don't care. Niggas is so cowardly, man. And way too willing to give their ear to people who will never get out there with you and fucking these niggas won't bust a grape in a fruit fight. And you come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. You feel me? Young Buck stabbing niggas at motherfucking music video awards, but when cats confront niggas in real life, all they do is call them names. Come on, man. I don't want to hear it. You feel me? These niggas ain't 10 toes down really in the shit, about the shit like they say they are. These niggas be afraid to get hit, afraid to have hands put on them. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, look, listen to me. You can't have people like that trying to negotiate the terms. These are the same niggas. I'm trying to tell y'all, the same niggas who are trying to negotiate the terms are the same dudes who got left out of prison because they were either snitches or they were bitch made when all the OG niggas got locked up. And these were the same bitch ass niggas who fucked the game up, man. I'm trying to tell y'all. And some of them were just so lucky that they were able to escape without any hardcore prison time, right on. But they got a whole bunch of homeboys sitting down who they didn't motherfucking keep it 100,000 for. Man, listen, I'm trying to tell you guys the truth. I know the game, man. I know the game. If these niggas is over the age of, if they're 41, right on and up, really I could argue if you're like 37 and up, but I'll say 41 and up. If they're 41 and up, these niggas, these are the type of dudes who were really left all by themselves, you know what I'm saying, for a long time and fouled the game all the way up because they were little kids in the 80s, teenagers in the 90s, some of them coming into the young adulthood. You know what I'm talking about? So when you have people who were at a crucial junction in time, left at the helm, left at the reins, most of them pissed their pants. And these niggas won't even tell the 100,000% truth about it. Right. These niggas don't want to fucking say what the fuck happened. These are the same dudes, okay? All right? These are the same niggas from the same generation with massive teenage pregnancies whose children right now are the same juvenile delinquents who run around the country all over the place with no kind of sense, with no kind of motherfucking mind, killing each other. All right? These are the same niggas from the same generation trying to dictate the terms of what they think being made whole, think what they think restitution is. Man, these niggas can, once again, can take one of those elbows to the face and take a fucking back seat and sit the fuck down. They're not negotiating shit for me. They can't negotiate a damn thing for me. That's who these niggas are. I'm telling y'all that's who they are. Andre knows. Tammy knows. Trust me. If Mike Woodard was here, he'll tell you he knows. I'm tell y'all, man. Anybody who's an OG, close to OG status, can tell you. They know. They've seen it. They watched it happen with their two eyes. They watched 15 and 14-year-old little boys become full-fledged dope dealers, take over the game, okay? Full-fledged half-assed pimps, wannabe pimps, start shooting and killing each other, all right? Okay? They had dudes who were cowards at first, who did a little bit of time in prison, who said, hey, look, you're 10 years old. You can't go to prison if you kill somebody. Here's a gun, go kill this dude, okay? These are the type of dudes who are right now on YouTube trying to motherfucking tell somebody what reparations should be. Man, you got me fucked up. You got the game all the way fucked up, homies. And if niggas didn't think it was going to go there, that they were going to get aired out to that level, like what generation they came from, I'm taking it there. Please. Niggas be so cowardly, so afraid, man, to say what the fuck it really is. Not one of them, if I say that to any one of these cats who's a certain age, they're not going to argue like, yeah, that's what happened everywhere all over the country. They snatched up and rounded up a whole bunch of black dudes who was for real turf grinding soldiers, okay? Some of these niggas is doing life sentences. Some of these dudes is doing 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year bids, okay? They're pretty much never getting out, dying in prison, politicking in prison. Their kids are growing up, having more kids. These niggas is heart aching and wanting to kill themselves. And this shit is crazy, man. Anyway. And then you got these old weak ass, fucking one-ply toilet paper ass niggas who got to take over the game. And once again, one ply, you get the slightest drop of moisture on one ply. One ply is ready to come to pieces. And these niggas are one ply for sure. They have no gumption. Trust me, when the heat is on, these niggas are gonna fall. When the heat is on, if something happens to one of these niggas, they're gonna want to get a GoFundMe and be like, I need everybody to put some money up so I can get the best lawyer that money can buy, type shit. Because they don't really know what the fuck to do. They don't know how to go in there and really and maneuver in the court system like your boy does. I'm going tomorrow and the day after the court. I know they're going to listen. Don't worry about it. Just pray that your boy is able to make it to work at a good time. Pray. That's all I want to do, y'all. I'm praying I'm able to get in there and get right back out and just like pretty much get to work ASAP. Pray I'm able to get in and get out. Because I know they're gonna hold the earth on. You feel me? You know, pray the day after. They don't try to pull we need to admit him to a fucking mental nut house. So that way I don't have to keep trying to fight all this bullshit. Because it's going down. You see what I'm saying? But it's all a collusive effort. So I have to just deal with it and just deal with it and hope I can ride it out long enough to really get the money for a lawyer myself, private investigator, blah, 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 blah. So it cost me like $1,000 for the private investigator, like another $2,000 for the lawyer. So it's not much money, but it's just, I've only been working at this place for like a month. So you guys know how it is. Anyway, I'm just giving all the quick info, the quick rundown. But that's me. I'm not trying to negotiate your terms of what you think is going to make you feel repaired. Right on? I could sue Seattle and Tacoma. You dig it? And I'm still not going to act like I'm above something like reparations, even if they cake me out with millions. Because Meech is the type of dude to really like do something with my money. Like it would be felt immediately in communities all over this motherfucking country. You know, it would be felt immediately. Immediately. Because people don't know how to take care of folks. They don't know how to do nothing for people. They don't know how to show nobody no love. And this is the problem. I'm not going nowhere where somebody's ungrateful and don't want nothing good to happen for them. I'm going somewhere where somebody wants something good to happen for them. Right. I'm talking about going to a place like Flint, right on, and saying, okay, hey, check this right here out. Since they don't want to clean the water and they don't want to do this and they don't want to do that, how about we do some gangster shit and build giant charcoal filters, right on? And we'll do it ourselves. And we'll make a job out of it. You know what I'm saying? And we'll put a few million into something like that. And all of a sudden, they're able to process water a little bit better in a little area. And they're like, you know what? We're about to, all of a sudden, states like, we got to kick into some money to something like that. Now it's something that the state will fund. But because these niggas are so afraid, right on the city, but somebody who has more capital than you to really initiate the movement. These dudes don't even know how to do that. They're once again, they're not as business savvy as they think they are. I'm just in a poor financial position. I'm in a poor position right now. But if this was years ago in my life, I'm talking about just like 5 or 6 years ago before I had all this little crazy. No, man, I'd have to go till when I was like, I have to go like 7 years ago. Yeah, I have to go like 7 years ago, because that's before everything got all crazy. And you know, and I've had money, but I haven't had like the kind of money. I haven't had like a position to do nothing major, you know, for nobody. You know, I've been able to help, you know, here and there, but I ain't been able to do nothing major. But in 2011, 2012, I was around some really influential people where if I had just maintained one of those contacts and just did exactly as they had said to do, which was kept my nose clean, blase, 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 I would have been working somewhere making some money right now. That wasn't the plan that the Most High had for me though. And it's just one of those things where these guys don't get like, yo, man, like I've been around people. I've been around people who've made a lot of money, a whole bunch of money. I've had a whole lot of people who've made money tell me like, I have the potential not only to make money, but to do something with it. Because there's a lot of people who make money, but there's a lot of people who don't do shit with the money. They're afraid to do something with the money. You follow what I'm saying? I'm not afraid to lose it. It's no different to have it, to lose it. If you really understand that it doesn't really matter like that, then it's easy to do good works for people. It's really not a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And let me go ahead and really end on this note, because I've been telling Andre, and I've told this to y'all, but really, I do believe, not just believe, I know that my situation right now is worth millions of dollars. It's worth millions. I was arrested and I was never actually fully charged. I was never charged. Y'all listen, I was never charged when I was arrested. Okay, I was pretty much. It wasn't even catch and release. It was weird. Uh, um, they stole a firearm that was in the property room. Okay, down here in Tacoma. Now, the cop who stole it used to work in Seattle. Just so happens that he wrote one of the papers that got the extremist protection order placed on me. Can you dig it? He also helped serve the warrant on my home. The guy who got the ERPO, I met him initially in 2014 when the Seattle police officers illegally made contact with me just so they could try to identify me, threatened to take me to jail just so they could identify me. Thank you very much. And the proof is in the pudding because all the information that would prove what I'm saying, right on, and obviously make it true, they redacted or edited all the information, every single piece of it. This what happened to me doesn't happen to people every day. Okay, they I'm going to be able to legitimately say that from the very first time that Officer Hewitt made contact with me to the very last time that we have contact, that my life was potentially in danger. Each and every single one of those occasions, because guess what? Officer Hewitt has made it a point to come to the courthouse with his gun every single time. And I'm going to be able to say that because this man has shown the ability to be manipulative and a liar, right on, he's mentally unstable. So at any given time, this man was capable, right on, of doing bodily harm to me. Right. At any given time, he could have went for it, as you would say. And there's no way that they can deny it. The fact that he lied to get a warrant on me, the fact that a judge didn't greater investigate this man's true intentions of the warrant. There's so many different little things that took place, that have taken place, and that are going to take place as this continues to go forward. My lawsuit against them is so legitimate. The fact that I have a public defender who has done everything in her power, okay, to mitigate my ability, all right, to prove not only my innocence, but to also show the guilt and wrongdoing and misconduct of not only one officer, but pretty much 24 officers who could all potentially face criminal charges if this all goes the right way. Now, how it has to happen, Meach has to get the private investigator to do the proper investigation on not only one, the firearm, but two, the arrest that took place, and for all the information that is pertinent to it. Number two, with that, I have to have a lawyer, can you dig it, who's going to be willing to take all these things, right on, present them in a different city outside of Tacoma and or Seattle, right, where in which I can bring my grievance against both Tacoma and Seattle, all right, and the county of King, which houses Seattle, and the county of Pierce, which houses Tacoma, and the sheriff department of both places, because I was arrested in both of those places respectively. However, there's going to be so many different little things that I'm able to throw at them and that my lawyers are going to have to bring to the forefront because it's going to take every little piece. And my roommate, you see, because he's a victim, I don't think I need anybody else. I think just with me and my roommate alone, if it's not a class action lawsuit, it's going to border so strongly on the ability of being one that there's a good chance if I just put my money up together, like me and bro have planned, and we just go ahead and say, okay, bam, here's the money for the lawyer. I'm going to pay for my own private investigator. He's going to get his own private investigator. He might even just get his own separate lawyer too. It all just depends on whatever is the best strategy, can you dig it, is the way that we're going to go forward with this all. However, with all those things said and put forward, right on, because I love sharing those types of things with my people. What's going to happen is this. No, listen, what's going to happen is this. Like I said, because I capitulated last year that they may have me for a year on paper. I said maybe even 2 if they really get me right. They may get me for another so-called year on paper. Once the litigation starts and small claims, and I'm suing people for losses, punitive damages, all the emotional damage suffered, right on, all the stress that is put on me as a person, and the fact that I've had to undoubtedly put myself in uncomfortable positions and situations so that way I could make dividend to sustain not just my place and dwelling, but my health. All these things are going to come greatly into question as to who initiated all of these things. Oh, I can't wait. And they're going to cannibalize one another. And that's going to be the greatest part. When I get to watch one judge say that, well, this judge did this. And I've already dictated to them, which judges are the good judges and which judges are the bad judges. Ironically, the only 2 judges worth a damn in this entire process, one was Chinese, the other one, a black man. And the reason why I bring up the Chinese man first is because without his initial verdict, which was there was no probable cause for a false statement, which if the false statement is negated, then there is no probable cause wherein which a person sought to get the warrant. And it negates the entire arrest. Thank you very much. However, since the black judge, the Honorable Nathaniel Green, signed on to what the Honorable Mark Chow said, what's going to more than likely happen is that when all these things are considered by parties who are arbitrators, mediators, if you will, okay, but they're going to be at the highest level of the justice system, being that they are justices of the court, true, actual judges. So they're going to have the ability to say, well, this person said that they gave a warrant. Well, this person doesn't believe that there's probable cause. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at all the information. They're going to subpoena all the information. If Seattle, even for a little bit, resists them the way that they resisted me, it's over. The fact that I didn't call these guys niggers and I called them nigga, that's not even close to the same thing. If he had put nigga on the paper and not nigger, it would be way different. But you added the R to it, dog. Right on? You put the ER on it, dog, and made it hella racist. Right. It's gonna be really hard for him to contend that I was calling you a nigger because I said nigga, pretty loud, just like calling him nigga. Fuck you, you punk ass white nigga. I wanted to call them white niggas, but I didn't. I refrained myself from that because that's what they are. Podunk white trash with badges. Please. I told y'all, concrete plantations. Ain't nobody hearing your boy. Nobody listening to me. But however, this is the truth though. When I get to press on these suckers, the way that they deserve to get pressed on, the way that I'm gonna press on them, I will show y'all what I'm talking about with this whole reparations thing. Because reparations is, how much do you think they owe the Aboriginal people who lost 1 billion fucking people in the process of colonization? How much you think they owe them, huh? Right. So before you start putting people on boats, before the people who were here first, once again, black people, so selfish. Sorry bastards. Sorry bastards. I love my ancestors. I do. But they didn't end up here for no reason. Those people that were already here became victims altogether. All together. Did you hear me? All together. Man, it's a crazy ass concept when you really think about it. It killed 1 billion of these people, at least. And then they killed like another 2 or 3 billion in Australia, because y'all know how they got down over there. So even when you start to look at the actual true nature of what I'm saying, anyway, Greetings, bro. Greetings. It's just upsetting. It really is upsetting, though, when you guys really look at the situation. This is why I say that reparations can't be spoken on by one person. It's not for one person to speak on. You know what I mean? It's really not. It's really not one man or one woman's fight and struggle. You know, that shit is an individual basis. It's just we all can meet in the middle and say, yeah, if you come from slave lineage and it's unquestionable, undoubtable slave lineage, your life has been, a living hell. And there's no mistaking that. Nobody's gonna try to tell me any different. But when I'm trying to tell y'all what's up right now with this court shit, don't listen, man. Don't sleep on me, y'all. I can't leave the country. I have to fight this case. So I can't leave the country until until all of it's all over. I can't leave the country. So guess what? I'm gonna put the full court press on their ass while I'm here. While I'm here, I'm gonna put the full court press on them. And if I get the money while I'm here, you see what I'm saying? If I'm able to make it to where I'm able to force a settlement out of Seattle. No, not Seattle, Tacoma, King, and Pierce County. Did y'all hear me? Seattle, Tacoma, King, and Pierce County. Seattle Police Department, Tacoma Police Department, man, the Sheriff's Department for either one of those. Come on, for the King and Pierce County. I'm looking at some real cake, y'all. I'm talking about some real fetaine. You feel me? Some ducats. Who can tell me Meech ain't talking about no real money when everything I just brought up, minus the whole going back to reparations for a second. Who's gonna say your boy's not in the money? I could just do the I'm in the money dance right now. I'm fucking paid. I just have to live. I just can't get killed. That's it. That's it. I just can't get killed. Can't die. Can't get arrested and get caught up on some other dumb shit. I'm in the money, y'all. This shit is like, it only happens to you so many times in your life where you actually can like sue the fuck out of the system, and most people just don't have the backbone to do it. They're terrified. I'm not terrified. They could have killed me at any one of these junctions. When they first came to serve the ERPO on me, they could have killed me, the temporary ERPO. Okay. When they came out there and arrested me, they could have killed me. All right. Every single time I've had to go to court and deal with this guy Hewitt. This guy could have just pulled his gun out of nowhere. I had to fight for my life, struggle, fuck around and get blasted. Right. Every single time I've had to deal with these people. This man has vitriol, has hatred towards me. The proof is in the pudding. It's in his actions. Not his words. His actions say that he hates me. Thank you very much. And that is going to be Murder, She Wrote for Officer Hewitt. And like I told his bitch ass, like I've been telling his bitch ass, like I'm going to tell his fucking monkey ass tomorrow, I'm going to have your badge. That's it. I don't know if y'all really understand. In the middle of court, the first time I told this dude, I'm going to have your badge in the end. I told him that. I'm that nigga. Okay? I'm not the nigga to hold my tongue. I'm that nigga. All right? Told him right to his face, right in front of the judge, right in front of all the people. I'm gonna have your badge, bro, in the end. It's nothing. It's nothing. Every single time I've gotten upset in that courtroom, every single time, bro, you feel me? I'd have been pushed to the brink. I'm gonna have the laugh in the end. Because I'm from a tribe of Checkahoe. Like my nigga Kanye said. Can you feel me? Don't play that shit. Please. Please. Motherfuckers don't, man, anyway, these dudes don't know who they're dealing with. But they're dealing with the right one. I'm glad they chose me and not somebody of a more docile nature or somebody who's just got too much going on. I'm glad they chose me. Right on? I don't know if I've told y'all this before. When my son's mother took my son, I told myself, I will not be taking any more unnecessary losses. This shit might sound funny, but it's the truth. I will never, ever take another L that I don't have to take. I just fucking won't. Unless they just give me the L. I mean, unless you just give me the L, I'm not taking it. I swear to God, I'm not taking that L. I have never been convicted in the courts. I'm not about to let these sorry bastards convict me in the courts. I've done nothing wrong. When I get to prove my innocence, while I'm proving my innocence, I plan on suing these guys. It's normally not a tactic that lawyers tell you to do, but my track record speaks for itself. It's gonna make somebody want to say, you know what, bro, you've been accused from felony crimes to misdemeanors to gross misdemeanors, and they've never got you. You know what? I do believe that you're gonna walk away. So let's put the full court press on them and let's see what happens. All these dudes want to go to court and want to go right to trial. What? Right to trial, my nigga. We're not supposed to, bro. We're not even supposed to make it to trial. If you're really good at your job, if you're excellent at your job, it's not even supposed to go there. You see what I'm saying? But because you deal with people who don't take your life seriously, you got to fight for your own shit. And this is why I say that reparations is every man's own battle. You feel me? I can give you advice as to what I think. If you tell me what your struggle is, I can say, well, I think you deserve this and this and this. But at the end of the day, I'm on a fool's errand, right on, confirming how ignorant I would be if I try to tell you that this is the first thing that you should get to make you feel better. That's bullshit. That's not true, man. That's not true. Black people are broken, and they're not broken because of the financial dividends, dog. They're broken because their spirits and their souls hurt. And when somebody can address that and be honest and get outside of, if you don't want to talk about the scripture, what people call the Bible, get outside of the Bible. Don't talk about that. Talk about just the fact that you know that in your body, in this vessel, you have something special. You feel me? That the Creator gave to you. All right? And it hurts to be in the condition that you're in. If a person can't admit that, then there's something wrong with them. You see what I'm saying? Because for them to act super duper macho all the time, I can't trust somebody like that. I don't trust somebody who they're never weak. You never have a moment, bro, where you just don't feel strong, my nigga. You don't ever have a moment where you really just need other people around and you're glad that they were there when they were there. Even if you don't say it, you can feel that way. If a nigga tell me that, once again, you can see it in a person's face and their actions and their movements, but it's like for a person to deny you what you know you've done for them, right on? What you know a particular situation may have done for them. That's disrespectful, man. That's super disrespectful. And it's one of those things. That's why I speak. That's why I spoke about my situation. That's why I speak about my situation, because it's easy for me to tell y'all what I'm going through because I'm going through that right now. I can't make that up. Okay. So do I deserve more reparations for standing up for an African who I never met a day in my life? Right on. And I went to the hilt for him because I know he wasn't no thief. Right. Do I get more for that or something like that? That's bullshit. So it's like when these dudes are talking the talk that they're talking, it's like, hey man, just speak to what you know, bruh. You feel me? Or sis, speak to what you know. You know what I mean? Like once again, I can't stand the fact that a faggot black chick is the person that they think is the starter of a movement where, like, what? Are you serious? A gay chick? Bayard Rustin 2.0 is the starter of some shit? Man, if you niggas don't sit the fuck down, I can't stand it. Can't stand it. And they'll overlook it. Once again, because they're weak. Right? But they'll tell you how to spend your money. And tell you that black people need to live by one code of ethics and conduct. So is it people just do what they want to do, and so long as they have accolades that we can look at, whatever they do behind closed door is okay. It's none of my business. No, man, listen, morality and justice speaks to what you do behind closed doors, because what you do behind closed doors is going to carry over into your outside life eventually. Right? It can't just stay hidden. It won't stay hidden. So that's the whole thing about these cats, man, is that like a lot of these dudes won't say that that's how it's rocking, that's how it's really going down low. How would you guys feel if you were me? You know what I mean? A cat who goes and listens to a lot of these different cats. I mean, I really give them my ear. So I be like kind of sad sometimes, like when I'm like, is the faggot girl really saying that right now? You know, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but what else are you but a homosexual, dog? You feel me? I'm not about to fucking hold you up in the light like you some kind of special person. Right, right. That's fucking bullshit. When black men are gay, right on, people will point that out as a weakness. That's a weakness. So how come when black women are gay, that's just not a weakness? It should be just as weak, if not weaker. You depend on black women to have children. They pride themselves on saying, oh, if the baby came from between my legs, that means the baby's black because I'm black. So it's like, okay, chick, even if I know in my heart of hearts that's not all the way the truth, the fact of the matter is this. How could you say that you're going to deprive your people of the fruit of the womb because you feel as if society has wronged you so much that you turned your back on your people when you did that? And now you feel as if because you're puffed up on a couple of talking points, you feel like you can talk for the people? Man, once again, get the fuck back. You feel me? One of those vicious elbows to the chops. I can't stand it, y'all. It's fucking the devil, man. It's the devil. It's what it is. It's no different. These niggas, man, I'm so frustrated when I think about it because it's just like, I didn't even realize it was going to get me this upset when I spoke on the issue. I really only meant for this to be like 30 minutes long. Here we are going into an hour and a half because the niggas like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stretch it out till I really get tired of talking about this shit because it's got me feeling some type of way. You know, these cats really are on a fool's errand. And it really shows how the ignorance that they have is shown at the all-time highs when they say things that contradict, like right after one another. Like, for example, you can't say some shit like what black men are lacking in, right? And then excuse the fuckery that black women engage in on a day-to-day basis. I know that there's black man fuckery, but black man fuckery is like 25 to 30% of black woman fuckery. It's not even close. It's not even close. There's no comparison. It's not even a competition, you know? So it's like when people talk about the type of stuff and really bring it to bear, you know what I mean? But once again, want to kind of make it seem as if the dudes are like, oh man, these dudes need to really just, they need to do more. And it's like, look, bro, everybody didn't have what you have, my nigga. Once again, if they come from a family of people who have allowed the scars of slavery to be healed to the point to where they're no longer that, you feel me? They no longer have scars. It's totally healed. It's like they're out of touch because there's black people who have fresh wounds. Every day they wake up, they feel it. You know, it's like you can't speak to the level of hurt somebody feels just because you're not in their body. You know what I mean? That's why I only speak about certain things certain times, because I know that there's not enough time to cover all the different little minutia that goes within a given subject. And it's not fair to pick at it if I'm not going to cover all the little minutia that goes into the subject. Right? That's bullshit. That's disrespectful. Once again, all these niggas need to pull their money together. They need to pull their heads together. I will give I will give WeBuyBlack.com some love. They like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I got a email, and you guys should go check them out because they have like organic toothbrushes, organic toothpaste, organic deodorant, organic a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff that's like real. You know what I mean? You know. Anyway, We Buy Black sends me this article saying that they're about to be opening up like a little all black like market. I can't think of the city right now in Georgia. It's a more affluent neighborhood. It's not a rundown neighborhood, you know, like I would like for it to be, but still it's a start. You know what I mean? Like it's a start, but there's got to be way more of it, and it has to be in places where people really need it. Like places, like look, man, I want y'all to understand. What do you think a whole year of good nutrition would do to a place like Chicago, would do to a place like Philadelphia, to a place like New Jersey? Like really, New Jersey could really be the worst place in the country every year, back to back to back to back to back. If they let it be, like if they just wanted to just say the number one worst place to be is Jersey, like, and I would never deny that. Like, not to say that it's worse than all the other places, but Jersey's fucking rough. It's a bad. That's a rough place. Anyway, your St. Louis's, you know what I'm saying? You know, your Memphis's, your Nashville's, okay? Your Mobiles. Can you dig it? Your Tallahassee's, your Jacksonville's, you know what I'm saying? Your Greenvilles, all right? For real, places like Oakland, right? You know what I'm saying? Places like Fresno. Look, I need you to understand. There's a lack of good diet, of good food that these people are eating that really fucks with their minds, you know, and that's never talked about enough. You know, reparations should off tops deal with you getting better food, right? That should be the first thing that they give you. Is shit that is the most impactful thing somebody can do for you right away, is give you the best food available right then and there. Talk about that. You feel me? But once again, I'm not tripping, man. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Plant some trees in these places that have all this fucking concrete. Plant trees and bushes and make it the law, an ordinance. It's like a $10,000 fine if you get caught vandalizing this bitch or fucking with it. You feel me? You're going to jail, and that's a mandatory fine, community service or whatever, or we'll keep your black ass, your white ass, your Mexican ass, your whatever ass locked up until we get our money out of you for being locked up. And I bet you won't nobody fuck with the trees. Guaranteed. Put some greenery in these places. They're unhealthy because they don't have anything. There's nothing normal around them. They're around everything that's unnormal. Okay? It's not normal for a city, whether it has buildings or not, okay? Large ones, to say the least. It's unnatural for a city to go without vegetation. Your city should have natural vegetation that is produced all over. Of course, somebody can own it. It's this person's vineyard. But I'm going to go into their vineyard and I'm going to eat. And I'm going to sit here and I'm going to eat till I'm full. And then I'm going to leave and I'm going to feel better. And yeah, I'm poor. And he might not like that I come and do that. But I'm poor. So he understands why I do that. So he doesn't say anything to me. But these are the types of things that we don't even have to give to people. So a person can't even, they can't even practice something like that. There is no option. And people wonder why these folks are sick. So not only are they starved in their spirits, right on, but their bodies are literally sick because they're having to consume trash at all times just to make it. Now, some of these people have sense and do their best to grocery shop, but man, when you live in a place where there's only 2 grocery fucking markets, major ones, and then the rest of them are small convenience stores and and they're charging out the ass. So you got to go to the dollar store, and then you got to go to these grocery markets, and sometimes you don't have the gas to get to these places. So now you're just stuck with buying whatever you can get. Man, it makes a huge difference. What you eat really does dictate a lot in your life. Today for lunch, I'm gonna tell y'all what I had for lunch today. I had a little blueberry pie. I had 2 oranges, a little cup of popcorn chicken, and I had a Gatorade that I diluted. When I say that's not the healthiest thing, but it's most definitely not the unhealthiest thing that I could have eaten. I felt excellent after I ate. You know what I mean? And I worked all day. You know, well, the rest of the day, true, I should say, after my lunch. You know, and I hadn't ate up until that point, really. So it's just one of those things where it's like, people are like, I would have had some vegetables. I would have done this. I'd have done that. It's like, well, I had vegetables just the other night. So what? You know what I mean? Like I do I do what I can do. Oh, peaches are always good. Love peaches. Some of my favorite fruit. But once again, though, sister, that's what I'm saying. Is like you live in a neighborhood that encourages even more so for people to do something like that. To have a tree that produces something in the yard, because in certain places, I'm not sure where you live, but in certain places that increases the property value, doesn't decrease it. Um, my homeboy's mom made a lot of money off of this house that she lived in, because she had like 4 or 5 different trees that all produce different things in her yard. She sold her house for a lot of money. But anyway, I'm just saying, if the city had peaches that the homeless could pick off of a tree, right? Not saying that the homeless would always eat the peaches, but they're peaches. Why would I not eat them? You know what I'm saying? It is nice to eat fruit. Well, it's nice to know where it comes from. You know where that tree's been all year in your yard, or, at least in the neighborhood, but I'm assuming in your yard. So that's my point, sister, is like, that gives you reassurance, and it is clean. But imagine, how often do you think somebody in Chicago eats a peach? And then for people who regularly eat peaches in Chicago, how many people do you think regularly have that kind of money to eat them all the time? Like I buy nectarines and peaches all the time, so it's different for me. I'm not going to use myself, but I eat produce. I eat all kinds of stuff all the time. That's what I do. I love it. But I can't force what I do on somebody else. You get what I'm saying, sister? And it just goes back to the original point of, because I can't help but to look at this title, A Fool's Errand. I would be on a fool's errand to tell you guys that reparations is first and foremost, just money. Like, no, you can do a lot more than just money, right? You can give Black people the best care packages right now. Put it together. You don't want those farming subsidies to go to waste. You want that stuff to be right? Okay, then do it like that. You want to save these farms? Put Black farmers back on the farms. Train these young Black people how to farm again. I bet you'll save all these crops. I mean, the Most High don't want them to be saved, so they're not going to hire no Black people. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, that's the idea. A person can't try to dictate the terms for what's best for you. You follow what I mean? I'm not telling you that I know what's best for you, but I know for a fact, if you changed your diet, your life would change faster. No matter, I don't give a fuck how much money they gave you. You could get into a new house, this, that, and the other. If you change your diet, okay, your lifestyle would change way faster than the money's going to change you. Because if you get the money die of a heart attack in 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month or a year later, the money's no good, right? But if you pretty much potentially have the potential to live with the money, so that way you can give the money to someone else, whatever that money is, gold or silver or bronze or whatever that financial, whatever that dividend is. Because when I say money, when I think of money, I think of something that's actually worth something. I'm not talking about paper dollars that are fucking worthless. Once again, that you should wipe your derriere with because they're that worthless. You know, it's coming to that day. I can't wait. I pray I'm alive. I pray they haven't killed me. I pray I haven't fallen off a cliff. Not that I ever get close to cliffs or get struck by lightning or any of that crazy shit. Or a plane crash landed to my fucking apartment. Nothing crazy. Just don't get killed. You know what I mean? I just want to see this happen so bad. Because once again, they don't gotta give me a dollar. Not a dollar. Not one. If I get to see these people get what they deserve with my 2 eyes, don't nobody gotta pay me nothing. Don't know why? Because I'm gonna take it. Because if I get to see what's gonna happen to them with my 2 eyes, there won't be enough of them left to stop me from just slow strolling and filling my bags right on up. Ooh, I like this. Oh, I don't like that. And I don't like that. And I most definitely hate this. But I love this. Thank you. Thank you. More trash. Keeping it pushing. Can't wait. I'm like Bart Scott when the Jets beat the damn Patriots all those years ago. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait. I'm trying to tell you guys. I know the Most High says that I shouldn't look forward to that day. Worst case scenario, I die that day. Worst case scenario. Even worst case scenario, I get banished to hell or to Sheol forever or live in purgatory forever. Or my soul gets destroyed. None of which things I have any control over, so it doesn't really matter. But just thought I would share that. Coming up on my last 10 minutes here, I'm feeling good about it. Been a nice little conversation with y'all. I think you guys deserve this one. A lot of the times I keep these kind of feelings to myself. You know, I say things, but I don't always say them. But this is how I felt. This is how I truly felt. You know, and people can say that my feelings don't matter, but how I feel dictates what I think. What I think dictates what I do. So, on some level, they're going to have to capitulate that their feelings ultimately drive everything that they do. You feel something almost before you think it. The two the two are like this. They fucking go together, you know. And I just can't stand dealing with people who, once again, they lack uh, true spiritual understanding. They don't have. It's almost like talking to somebody who has no soul constitution. You know, where they really can't understand the power and the joy of the Most High because they don't have the ability to do that because they don't have what it takes to do that. Follow what I'm saying? That little spirit that they got in them is just not enough sometimes. Sometimes it's just there's not enough connection with that thing to really reach out. Because you have to seek him out. He doesn't seek you out. He doesn't. What? So yeah, he respects no man's person. I'm going to do a little reading. Not today. Possibly tomorrow. There's a strong possibility. It's going to be about King Saul, about King David, Book of Enoch. I'm going to go over a few different little things. I want to show how similar the lives of David and King Saul were. I want to show how not similar they were, but how very much similar they were. And then I also want to show you the mirroring of how it matters to what today is. You know, back to that prophecy about all those animals. Feel good. Feel like I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I don't have anything else left to say, really. You know, put it all out there. I love when people say stuff that they shouldn't say. They're wrong. They're not. They are not to dictate anybody's condition. I cannot say if Tammy had a wonderful day today or not. Only Sister Tammy can say that. I can't impose anything on her. Now, if Sister Tammy's already eaten all the best food available, maybe she wants her money first. But still, it can't hurt for them to send her all that for free. Right, right. Listen to what I'm saying. That's the problem, is that there's too many young brothers and sisters who don't get the vital nutrition that they're supposed to get every day. So they go out here acting a fool because their their chemical balance is off. You know what I'm saying? Literally, their whole shit is off. The equilibrium is probably literally thrown off. Obviously, because of that, but they're fucked up. All they want to do is eat meat and Cheetos and Doritos and drink soda and eat Taco Bell and drink Starbucks and drink energy drinks, you know, and turn up, whatever the fuck that means. You know what I'm saying? Because it means different stuff to different people. So that's what I'm saying. Is like they're already not healthy in the mind. So in their minds they're not healthy just because of how they feel about themselves because they're already in a degraded state. They already don't feel good about being black. So now that their body's unhealthy, who what what are the chances that you have an unhealthy mind and an unhealthy body, so therefore you make unhealthy decisions? Will somebody tell me the chances of that? Does anybody know? Does anybody know what the chances are to that? Huh? Huh? What? Listen, y'all, hear me again. What are the chances that you have an unhealthy mind? Beyond that, your soul is unhealthy. Trifecta with the fact that you have an unhealthy body. What are the chances that you're going to make healthy decisions? Right. It's highly unlikely. So before I give you the money, I'll just give you the food and then give you the money. Because when your mind is right, you're going to make good decisions. When your mind is wrong, you're going to make bad decisions. If you're spending all the money that they give you trying to get your health right because you have a poor diet, that's nonsense, man. Once again, they owe that to you. And they should still fall on a mother sucking sword. Y'all know how I feel. You know I ain't lying. Everybody, man, I pray for you guys all the time. It is an honor to just be in your presence just like this. It is a complete absolute honor. And I am so thankful. Maybe one of these days we'll get to congeal in person like we should. Like fellowship should actually take place. Maybe we are the one from the city, two from the family. Who knows? It wouldn't hurt me one little bit to be that to have that chance just to make it right for all the things that went wrong. You know what I'm saying? It is always an honor to be with y'all. It is 8:30, just about p.m. That means Pacific Standard Time. That means that for y'all who is on the Central and anybody who's on the East Coast, it's 10:30 and respectively 11:30. I'd like to relieve you guys of having to hear me run my mouth and abuse your poor ears with all my dribble and all my crazy man talk. But I do appreciate you for listening because it is a flattering thing to have people to listen to you and for them to give you your time, their time, excuse me. I know it's a two-way street, but it takes you for this to be working. So as I look for this exit button, and I did my due, I salute you and I say good night.